Hey guys, it's ZEALS. I know you guys saw the title and the thumbnail, and I know already some people are going straight to the comment section. They're not even gonna listen to a minute into this video, and that's okay. Some people do have selective hearing. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs to do this to cover this game, but for me, I wanted to take myself to the next level and take myself to a place that is just dark, dirty, as well as places that were awesome. I didn't have to sell any of my Bitcoin or Ethereum, but I bought a lot of things. I'd say I bought everything in the shop. I've bought every pack in the shop, and there are pros to cons to all those packs in those shops. There are some loot boxes, and like, I'm not gonna, I love this game, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, dude, I defend the monetization, like all of it. First of all, we can't even rip on the Western version just yet because we don't even have like their business model. And I'm gonna talk in detail about a couple of the packs I just don't agree with. And I showed you guys on stream, whether it was 50 viewers or 200 viewers, I showed you guys why it wasn't worth it, why it's dangerous. But yeah, I bought everything and I tried everything. I've made all the mistakes. With all the disclaimers out of the way, I just want to say that I could talk hours and hours about each of these points, but these are kind of like the major ones. There are tons more, and I have videos ready for you guys when it is needed, when the time comes. One thing I'm experiencing right now on Twitch is the amount of FOMO and fear is astronomical. And I understand you guys are excited. You guys want to start this new game that's been out for 3 years, and you want to start on the right path. I get it. I know the feeling. I totally understand you guys. But as a player that has spent the amount of hours and dollars into this game, I think I could safely say that you guys are kind of overreacting and too much. There's too much FUD, man. Like, people asking about like what class is gonna be the most expensive, the cheapest. I mean, we kind of have a general idea based off the Korean server, but we don't have direct answers because we don't have the game out. We need the market. The market is dictated by you guys, the players. I don't know what aesthetics will be worth more in US or in EU. We don't know that. We don't know what you guys like in general. In Korea, panties sell. Maybe in NA, that's gonna apply, maybe not. I'm going into this game, this launch that I've prepped for. I've prepped for this so hard. I've put so many more hours. It's insane. I've sacrificed my wallet and my body for this game, and I am not worried at all. It's not because I know what to do. It's because at the end of the day, you take this game step by step. You need to understand this. I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to like calm you guys down so that you guys stop asking me questions or other people questions. You really take this step by step. Anyways, this is in no particular order. I just wrote these down. Find a static group or a guild. Having a consistent group is one of the top advices that go unnoticed in the West. So the reason why you want to have a static group or a guild or just real life friends to pound the end game rates when they do eventually come out is because, of course, it's gonna be fun. But the most important reason other than that is because it'll save you a lot of resources as well as this pressure of wanting to either rush by swiping or using your freely earned materials inefficiently. Because when you're joining a pug, it is different than going with your friends. You could just go with the entry eye level when it comes to doing a raid with your friends. But when it comes to doing pugs, maybe minimal eye level isn't enough because, you know, let's say 7 gunslingers signed up for a raid. It's either first come first serve, or it's gonna be whoever has the stronger, you know, spec. And the most important thing about static group is that your mentality, your thoughts change. Because instead of focusing on only yourself when it comes to just always pugging raids, endgame raids, you're worried about your spec, yourself, to not stand out in a bad way, to stand out in a good way. When you join a static group, all of that pretty much eases up because you're focused on your team. It's a team effort to get these end game rates down. There are going to be mechanics where one person screws up and it's over. So you encourage each other and help each other out in these static groups, and it's way less stressful. So by joining static groups, you have less pressure. You are not focusing too much on others and comparing yourself to others, and that is going to be another downfall, whether it's real life or being a content creator or playing in a game. At the end of the day, when you join these pugs, there are one or two people that do stare at your character, see what you're doing, but most people don't even care what you're doing. Most people just go about doing their thing. The next thing I want to talk about is don't treat this like your previous game. For me, it was WoW. I know a lot of people are like coming into my chat and trying to make it like WoW, just like I did in WoW. I switched mains so many times. My guild master, my guildies hated me. I mean, I was in top 5, top 10 US guilds. I had number 1 times for challenge modes, you know, multi-glad, you name it, world first, full tier 3 transmog on every class. I've done everything. Follow tier lists, go big, you know, 99.9% DPS uptime. Gotta get that rank 1 parse, overall parse for that class in the US. Gotta be like that, highest eye level. But this is not WoW. This is Lost Ark. Okay? I mean, even Asmongold, didn't he?
The raids would immediately get better if Blizzard didn't have to do an arms race with add-on developers every fucking expansion. Even Scripe from Echo agrees with me.
So Lost Ark, we don't need damage meters. We don't need add-ons. We don't need to ask everybody to download, go Alt-Tab, download this add-on, get everybody on the same page. It's fine the way it is. It's been fine. People are clearing raids and pugs without add-ons or damage meters. So you need to accept Lost Ark as Lost Ark. The moment you realize this, you'll fly, guys. The moment I realized this, it took me many weeks. I thought it was my class that was underperforming. It was me. I thought I needed to move around my UIs. I needed more add-ons. I thought, you know, I could just stand in things and just DPS, go balls to the walls, you know, berserked, bloodlusted out of my mind, have a 99.9% DPS uptime, dot uptime, 100%. You know, I thought I could do that. No, man, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna get your ass whooped if you do that in Lost Ark, okay? If you follow tier lists, now that I mentioned it, this is probably gonna be the last time I make a video about this. If you follow tier lists, so be it, do it. If you like to play the strongest, whatever, yeah, there is a strongest. Absolutely, undeniable. I have no problem against tier lists. There is the king of the throne. Right now, there is a king of the throne. But it depends on the fight, depends on the group synergy, depends on the situation, depends on your gear, depends on what content you're doing. And if you want to follow tier lists, like I did initially, because like I said, I thought it was my class. I thought it wasn't me. I blame my class. I listened to other people's opinions. They got into my head and I followed tier lists. And guess what? If I want to switch my main again, if I want to have another character at this eye level with these setups, it's not just about eye level, by the way, but if I want to go start over another character and get it to 1586 in this moment, in this week, I'm talking about 15 to 20,000 US dollars. Yes, US dollars. 15 to 20,000. Just my weapon from going to 23 plus 23 to 24. I have a 2% chance to upgrade. And every time I press upgrade, that's about ordering a large pizza. Okay? So let's just say I went all the way to pity. So when it comes to upgrading your gear, right here, you have a system that helps you. If you failed too many times, they feel sorry for you and you're guaranteed one. You fill up a gauge. And once you get to 100%, it's gonna be guaranteed. So let's just say that you go to guaranteed, and many people will. While many people do get lucky, there are people on the other end that do go all the way to 100%. So let's just say you went there. We're talking about 2.2. Today's, right now, market value about 2.1 million gold. 2.1 million gold in Korea is about 3.8k USD, 3.5 to, yeah, 3.5 thousand US dollars, okay? So that is just one upgrade on my weapon. So every time you re-roll mains, guys, it's possible early on, but later on, I said it multiple times, it grows exponentially. Exponentially, it'll get more and more expensive and more inefficient for the amount of gold you're gonna spend. That's why some people just stop and make ults and beef up their ults. There is a time for that. That is very time sensitive. That is another video. But for those that are thinking, I'm just gonna follow the tier list that change. If the meta shifts every 2 weeks or a month, no problem. It's just gonna be like WoW or something. I'm just gonna re-roll. I mean, I left a comment for all of you guys. I said good luck. I've tried that. And every time I've tried that, we're talking about 5 figures. Okay? So, with that being said, tier lists are great, but it's pretty much unsustainable unless you got a couple Ferraris. Since we're talking about resources and rushing, I got paint out. So let's just say, 2 to 3 months ago, I have VODs for all of this. I could back this up. Okay? I'm not very good at drawing. So 2 to 3 months ago versus today. The price of the stones. The stones, if you go into the inventory, right here. These guys right here. These stones that I needed to upgrade. Those guys were about 200 gold each. 2 to 3 months ago. When it was in high demand. When everyone was rushing. When all the people were rushing, it was 200 gold. Today, they're about 22 gold. And you may be thinking, what about the gold inflation? If gold inflation was there, then, you know, it makes sense for it to be 200 gold. Gold inflation rate back then was about 1,800 to 2,000. Today, it's about the same. Okay? I know this because I bought a lot of gold. All right? So basically, it's almost the same. However, we have a difference here. The price of rushing versus rushing today. They're both rushing, but the price of super rushing, the week it's out, versus rushing today. Remember, you could farm the stones, for free, right? You could just farm it and wait a week and save a lot of gold. However, if you want to rush today versus 2 or even 3 months ago, we're talking about 10x. 10x. So this is one of the things I don't really recommend, rushing and knowing when to stop. When you start running out of one resource, okay, if you want to treat yourself and go to the auction house, get more of those materials, okay, that's fine. But once you start running out of 1, 2, 3, all the resources, that is the sign to pull out, okay? And I've gone beyond that. There was a stream where I spent about 3.1k US dollars for a weapon upgrade, for one weapon upgrade. And it got to a point where Smilegate just blocked my credit card for a day. 24 hours. They have that system. So, yeah. Take it from me. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is fear. Don't be too afraid. You can't approach this game with too much fear. I've done it, and it held me back so much. I had so much fear because I didn't know the terminology, the abbreviations, and all of that stuff in Korean. I had to type in Korean. I do speak Korean well, but I don't know how to type Korean well. So I had a lot of fear. And I regret having all of this fear because the moment I stepped in, all that fear was just gone. I had so much fun joining these tri-parties, learning the fights, and at my own pace. And I usually learn fights pretty quick, so I got the gist down, and I was able to clear it. And man, in hindsight, now I think about it, I really held back and delayed myself for even months to try out these fights. I overspec myself for unnecessary means, for not having a static group, like I said in the beginning, and just because of fear. Let's talk about cosmetics, man. I've spent a lot of money on cosmetics. I own the most legendary skins out of all the English-speaking content creators. You know, that's not something to be fucking proud of, I guess. That's something to be embarrassed about. I spent a lot on cosmetics. And let me tell you something. For all y'all people freaking out about the founder skins, bro, you're gonna be over that shit in 2 weeks, man. I'm embarrassed to wear my founder skins. Some of them are from like 2018. You can't even dye them. They're outdated. We just want to be different. We just wear something that is different. We have the dye system. All the newer skins are dyeable. Most of the founders are not, except for Striker and Sorceress. So all y'all panic about the founders, just, it's okay. There's always gonna be a new carrot to chase. There are bunch of avatars. Like, the reason why I stopped buying so many avatars, I used to buy them on all my classes, multiples of them, like all the variations, and that quickly adds up, but I've stopped doing that because I just step back. I mean, they're tempting. Initially, they're really tempting. When a patch comes out on Wednesday, once a month, there are new skins, you're like, wow, they look good. But if I just step away from my PC, maybe take a dump, come back, after 2 hours, I'm like, do I really want that? Do I really want that on my ults that I don't really fucking play that much anymore? So there's gonna be a new character chase. Don't freak out too much about the founder skins. Where's the fucking... Alright, this one, right? So if I buy... There's a limit, monthly limit in Korea, which is like $150, $160, $150 USD, not Korean dollar. There's no Korean dollars. I think somebody asked that. But so I can craft these, and every time I press craft, just TLDR, I'm gonna do a separate video on all of this stuff. Every time I press craft, it is $8 to $10 per craft. $8 to $10, and you have like what, 8 to 10% chance? And you don't even get to choose the color. You can choose the slot and the class, the subclass, but you can't choose the color, and you have like 8 to 10% of landing on that. And you may be thinking, that is really high, dude. I've gone 33 crafts without one. Do you understand? I just said it is $10, almost $10 per craft. I went 33 tries without one. And I thought the same, that, you know, it can't be that bad. It's 10%. It can't be that bad. That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. So my advice, if it's the same pricing as in Korea, which is about 70 to 80 to 8, yeah, it's like 70 to $80 per piece, and there are 4 pieces, so it's like you can do the math, right? Yeah, so if you want to get those, just get them through the auction house with your gold. All right, that is gonna be the safest and overall the cheapest way. There are packs that I just don't agree with, and that is one of them, guys. And I've shown to you guys on stream why that is so dangerous. I've said it like so many times. I feel like a fucking grandfather about this shit. I know people are gonna still do it, and if the pricing is way cheaper in the Western version, thank God, but holy shit, guys. Like I said, guys, I've made every mistake in the game. I've delayed housing, I've delayed joining a guild, I've delayed making friends, joining a static group, I bought the wrong packs, I claimed the packs on the wrong characters. There are many confirmation windows. You go to this box right here, and you have to click multiple times. You check the character before you claim it. It's like 4 fucking clicks, and I still claimed it on wrong characters. Right? There are packs that are just bound to that character you claim it on. Make sure you guys read the fine details. I bought the same accessories. I've bought the same accessories. So accessories like earrings and rings, you cannot have the same names. I bought the same ones multiple times on stream. I've bought accessories that gave me too many negative stats. So in the engravings, these are negative stats. So I didn't check these, and I got too many negative stats. And that, you know, fucks my character up. I've wasted my Peon. Peon is very important. You don't want to fuck around with these, okay? I've wasted so many Peon. I remember somebody mailed me an accessory, and the viewer didn't know at the time that if I accept it, I have to pay Peon, even though he didn't charge me any gold. I accepted it on the spot and paid fucking precious Peon when I was free to play, dude. It hurts. So be careful with Peon. It is expensive. You can get it with gold, but it is quite expensive. Now, another thing that I regret is not using the Marie shop. Getting this right now in the Marie shop is 291 blue crystals for 20 stacks. So 291 crystals. I know people are saying, people may think, beginners who never play this game may think that Marie shop is pay to win. So 300 blue crystals, it's 285 because 5% cut, but let's just round it to 295. So that's 5.1k gold at the current market value. This fluctuates all the time, driven by the players. So it was 5,100 something. So let's just say I buy the same here for 20 stacks. 20 stacks. It's 8k. So as a free to play, what would you do? Pay 8k? If you ever had to buy these, would you pay 8k? Or would you just use the Marie shop and get it with 291 blue crystals, which is going for, like I said, now it's 5.2k. So as a free to play, Marie shop is there to help you. Now, everything is not going to be worth it. Let me tell you that. Let me make that very clear. Not everything is going to be worth it. We have a website that tells you live if they are worth it or not. And we don't know if this is going to be worth it in NAEU because, once again, we don't know the market. The market changes every second, driven by players. So you need to be aware that Marie shop exists for now. And I did not use the Marie shop for like 3 fucking months. 3 fucking months. I didn't know about the good deals for that long. So just know that it exists and it's not paid to P2W. There are things in there that helps us. Another thing is eye level is important to enter whatever content you want to enter. However, once you've done that, there are other priorities because we have limited resources and we can squeeze the most out of those limited resources. So legendary avatar isn't really a priority because it gives such a small little boost. Engravings are the way to go. Gems are a way to go. And people are sleeping on the tripods. I've showcased this live yesterday, real time. I've upgraded this from level 4 to 5, 4 to 5, 4 to 5. And it didn't cost me as much gold as getting a level 9 to level 10 gem. Going from level 9 to level 10 gem is a 10% damage increase of that skill. However, going from 4 to 5 and 4 to 5 on these tripods for this skill on my gunslinger, my damage on this ability went up by 23 to 26%. So tripods are huge. People are sleeping on these other tabs. It's not just about eye level. Eye level is about entering a place. However, it doesn't mean that you get accepted into that place in pugs because you have to have other proper settings that are higher priorities for your limited resources. Another thing I'll talk about quickly is the cards. You'll have a lot of cards and it'll take up a lot of backspace. There's like 303 cards now in this game, but you don't start with that many slots. You have to unlock them with blue crystals, which you can buy with gold, but you don't have to do that right away. Don't throw them away. You need them later on. They give you stats, passive stats. They give you set bonuses. They give you set bonuses. Like this set is the best, best in slot DPS. It converts my damage into holy and increases that by 7%. This is huge. It takes many months to get. And by collecting these, you'll also increase damage against like demons and things like that. This is pure endgame. But you want to collect these. Even if you have duplicates, you want duplicates. Even if you have maxed out duplicates, you want those because it turns into card XP. And card XP is super rare. And transitioning from there is don't just upgrade any card because you have duplicates. Card XP is super rare. Okay? So don't just upgrade whatever the fuck you just want to upgrade. Make sure you double check. Ask somebody's permission before you upgrade your cards. All right, card XP is something that is not just flying around everywhere. The last thing I want to talk about for cards real quick before I have to make a separate video is this card pack that you can select, not the random ones, the ones you can select a card of your choice, the legendary ones. Do not open these. Hodl for months. It's gonna be really hard. You're gonna be tempted. But trust me, I've made this mistake twice now, and I am not able to complete my best in slot card. I am so close, but I am not able to complete it. The best in slot card is like having an extra roll of engravings. It's huge. Even in Korea right now, they're actually filtering groups by people that have or don't have card sets. And NAEU will one day enter that phase. I'm pretty sure. Once again, this is going to be a separate video because this is going to be weeks later. And I know this is going to be a long video. I've been talking for an hour and I need to condense it down. I'm probably not gonna do a good job of condensing it down, but whatever. I don't even care about subs or likes. I don't even ask you guys to do it anymore. But if you have any questions, just come on over on stream. Okay? That's it, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's all I want to say at the end. Thank you. Peace.